Hey guys, it is Wednesday, November 11th, Remembrance Day here in Canada, 2020. The temperature today is a nice balmy 16 degrees Celsius, 61 Fahrenheit. Not sure where I'm going today. It's just, let's just wing it. Right now I'm walking southbound on Barrington Street here in Halifax's central or north end district. Construction going on across the street on a new rental property called the Velo. It's phase 2. Phase 1 is where I started off the video. A lot of interesting street art on this street. I do have my trusty son with me today. He's my helper because while we are out filming, we are gonna probably grab some supper later on. So he's tagging along, and if I get a little tired out, he takes the gimbal from me. Sometimes we try to do it as a smooth handover. Sometimes it's not so smooth. Anyway. This is turning into a nice, vibrant community, considering about 20 years ago, it did not look like this. Lots of colors. There is a bit of a breeze. I'm sure the camera's mics are picking it up. Interesting mural here. Now it's kind of funny, for the last 4 years, and this mural's been up for about 12 years. Doesn't the guy in the blue dress look like Mike Pence with a mask? I'm sorry, I had to say it. Oh gosh. Yeah, that mural's been up for some time, but I don't know, ever since 2016, I think it bears a striking resemblance myself. Anyway, lots of redevelopment still currently going on this street. Now, across the street is the Mi'kmaq, that's how you pronounce it, Native Friendship Center. They are a resource for any of the Indigenous community here in Halifax. They provide resources as job hunting, resume writing, things like that. Also just resources if they need help with things like housing or unfair justice, because we know that happens. Doesn't look like it on the outside, but those are pretty swanky and fancy lofts that are there. More lofts. The Nook, really good coffee shop there. Been there a few times. Global Atlantic. Is there a Global Atlantic or is it Global Maritimes? Ah, Global Maritimes. Global Atlantic, I think, is St. John's, Newfoundland. Ooh, gotta keep talking, I might get copyrighted. I'm not even monetized yet, so I'm only at 65 subs as of this filming. And for the inner geek, we have a game store. I'm more of a tabletop girl. I don't do RPGs or LARPing or anything like that, but get me a good game of Catan, Ticket to Ride, things like that, I will play. But not very often, but I do like it. Okay, we got some new construction going on. We have a French bakery, a patisserie, and the Foggy Goggle. So this is 3 bars in one. We have the Marquee Ballroom down past the patio. The Seahorse Tavern, which is located in the basement of this complex. And the Local. The weather is still quite nice. Lots of motorcycles out. A lot of people out walking that I can see. Keep the horizon on level in the middle. Heard that this morning. Gonna keep that piece of advice. The bouldering place, 7 Bays, has a cafe. Oh, sorry about the wind. And Propeller. The Halifax institution, probably for the last 25 or so years. We're just coming up to Gottingen and Cogswell Street. I am crossing because I got the green. And Bevy refuses to run. I am not obligated as a pedestrian to run for cars. And I just realized I'm not even in the crosswalk. Holy shit. Pardon that language. I'll edit that one out. Can't help it, I'm an East Coaster. We all know how to curse like fishermen down here. Police headquarters for the Halifax Regional Police. Citadel Hill. And the former building for Canadian Blood Services. It will be demolished soon because they've relocated. and it's going to be the new home for the Native Friendship Center that we passed earlier. Not gonna lie, I'm climbing a hill right now. You know me and hills. It's a love-hate. Guess where we're heading to. Normally I am a chatterbox, and yet I'm awfully quiet today. Straight ahead of us is the Scotiabank Center. Now Halifax has, that was loud, our hockey team. We are in the Quebec Major Junior, I can't even talk today, Hockey League. So we're home of the Halifax Mooseheads. I don't follow hockey, I'm not a big fan of it, my son is. So, notable Mooseheads, actually there's really one, it's Nathan McKinnon. He is from just outside the city in the suburbs. He played for them, and I think now he's with Boston. Sidney Crosby is also from the area. I think he was captain, or was captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He never played for the Mooseheads, he played against them. He was, I think, oh no, I'm not even going to try to attempt any of the French names, but he played for one of the Quebec teams. So that's our sports arena. We also have the Halifax Thunderbirds lacrosse team. Now, I'm not sure if you can see how steep this hill is. It's called a walking down hill. That'd be no walk up. I'd be dead by the time I got up to this intersection. Who lives in a city that's built on a hill. Why? Funny thing is, I usually see people on their bikes in the summertime climbing this hill. Not made for single speeds. Definitely not. So we're just still going past the outer part. Whoop. I'm trying to pan and it just doesn't want to agree with me. So as we're going down the hill, now the building that we're walking along here on the north side of Duke Street is Scotia Square. It was At one time, a thriving shopping mall. Now it's just call centers for Bell Alliant, our regional telecommunications giant, and for Scotiabank, because they also. City Hall, directly off to the right. It is 3:44 p.m. Halifax time, which is Atlantic Standard Time. We are 1 hour ahead of Eastern Standard Time. Now this tall glass building in the front is 1801 Hollis Street. It is technically the tallest building east of Quebec that is a professional building. I believe it has 22 stories. Not much compared to the other cities. Now, I'm gonna see if you guys can see this. If you look, I'm gonna try something. Let me see how this does. Let's go up here. See the time? See how it says like, looks like 5 minutes after 9. Technically, it's 4 minutes past 9. That was the time of the Halifax explosion that I mentioned in my Hydrostone video. So because of that, City Hall keeps it at a perpetual time on that side facing the north. I am just winging this and going by the seat of my pants. I think I want to walk down Barrington Street going south. The CIBC. Oh, what you guys call skywalks, we call pedways. The city has a few of them. We don't have an underground like tunnel system really. Well, I shouldn't say that because there's rumored to have tunnels going from the top of Citadel Hill under the city going towards the harbor. And that was for the military back in the day to get down to the ships pretty darn quick if they had to. Now it's just basically they're filled in, or that's where the sewage pipes are now. And some of the electrical, because these are just like lampposts that are here. This is the stone wall that is the foundation for the parade square. Lots of granite in our city for decoration. Again, I apologize for the wind. This part of Barrington Street is usually a wind tunnel. Oh hell, who am I kidding? This whole street is a wind tunnel. Now, if you ever look at the cover of my YouTube channel, we're coming up to the photo I took. Hold on. It's Remembrance Day today. They had a very small ceremony with the Legion and the military today because of COVID. So there's my lovely cover photo on my YouTube channel. That is the Roy building. Oh, let's go back over here. And St. Paul's Anglican Church. That is the oldest church or congregation in Canada. Founded in 1749, same year as my beautiful city. forgot about ninja walking. If you really want like your sugar-free fix, when it's open, the Freak Lunchbox. You can get every type of rare candy from the UK and the United States. And now, this building here on the corner where it says the J.W. Johnson building used to be Timothy Eaton's. Used to be his department store before they moved to the Halifax Shopping Center in the city's West End back in 1962. Now it belongs to the province and its government offices. Now this building, let's see. Ooh, I had it right the first time. Okay, it's not that tall, but it just looks tall. Is, well, now it's Julep, which is a new shishi poo poo restaurant. Used to be a music store back in 1897 for Buckley's. Let's see. Other buildings. A lot of other little restaurants, clothing stores. A new pizza place that opened up just pre-COVID. Let's see if I can get a shot of the Roy building. The original building looked like that, but they took down and something happened to the facade that they couldn't preserve it. And that's the Roy. Halifax is starting to get their share of high-end condos. So yeah, we do want to compete with you bigger cities. Looking at you, Toronto and Vancouver and Montreal. Watch out. Little brother on the East Coast is catching up. Now, this building here that's still being under construction was a former Zellers building when Zellers used to be downtown. In my younger days, it was a bar called the Misty Moon, and down underneath in the basement was another place called Secretaries. And they managed to save the facade, so that's what the scaffolding's for. The building itself is called the Jade. So, I'm going to move out of the way from other pedestrians. So right now we're at the corner of Sackville Street and Barrington. Now, a video I did a few weeks back with the old burial ground, this was the intersection that my gimbal decided to get all wonky on me. Straight up ahead is the headquarters for Bell Alliant. And no, they are not my internet provider. I go with their competition. So, this is one of the entrances to Neptune Theatre. They have about 2 auditoriums, I do believe. And Eastern Front Theatre is here. I'll look around. I still get a giggle out of these. put your notices up for events and stuff like that, but I still... I shouldn't laugh. Bad bevy. Mind is in the gutter for the... Now this building here, with the green, with the Argyle Fine Art, that used to be offices for MTNT, which was the Maritime Telephone and Telegraph Company, which merged itself with all the other telecommunications to become Bell Alliant. Well, it used to be Alliant, and then Bell Media came in and took it. And there's Pizza Corner up here. And now this interesting building here. My God, I'm giving you guys a history lesson. Not really the point, but I'm just chattering now. That used to be a bank. Don't know which one, but it's right next to the Freemasons Hall. And now it is Hopscotch, which is another fine dining establishment. We are foodies in this city. Anybody knows anything about entertainment, this is Salter Street. That is down here. One of these buildings used to be the headquarters for Salter Street Entertainment. I do believe that they produced the Trailer Park Boys and a few others. I think Mr. D. Mr. D. If anybody's watched that on CBC, they filmed that at my son's old high school up in the central area of the city. The Glebe House for St. Mary's Basilica. Also the very first campus of St. Mary's University. Spring Garden Road and the courthouse and the old burial ground. And St. Matthew's United Church also has a circus school in its basement. Yeah, how cool is that? Yeah, we're cool down here. We're cool. Now, I was watching the live stream the other night with one of the many walkers from Toronto. He catches my videos and he says that, you know, I don't sound nervous when I'm narrating. Guess what? I am. But I'm just trying to keep the East Coast charm here. Keeping you entertained. I do get really chatty when I am nervous. So, another view of the old burial ground. They've been in here with volunteers getting the leaves blown up into one great big massive tile that makes the 10-year-old in me want to jump in it. Let's see if I can find it. No, stop panning up. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's right past those, where those marker thingies are that give you the information. Right past that is the ginormous leaf pile. Okay, there's that. See? This lovely piece of history here is the residence of the Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia. Now, a few years back, it went under some renovations, and they found a lot of interesting things. Shoes buried in the walls, boots in door casings. Flags today are at half-mast, honoring those who fought and sacrificed their lives for us to keep our way of life. This is part of Dalhousie, not Dalhousie, Dalhousie University. This is one of their gymnasiums. More historical townhomes. So we're going south. All these old townhomes now are all part of the Dalhousie campus, formerly known as the Technical University of Nova Scotia, or TUNS. But they acquired the Technical University maybe about 15 years ago. And they also acquired the Agricultural College that is in Truro, which is an hour north of the city. There is Morris Street with the Haliburton Inn.
I like another karaoke. Got that sweet spot where it's loud and they're just like,
That used to be ginger grass. Now it's a whole other name for a Vietnamese restaurant.
they're so good.
Why isn't this panning? Doesn't want to zoom up.
Everyone's acting all happy.
So, Korean restaurant. That's new because that used to be Tale Thai, which was my favorite Thai food restaurant that moved. apologies for the winds again. So basically, we've traveled from the north end, well, north central, still historically the north end, coming down towards the south end. Oh, the Henry House. Many a good meal and a pint or two or three have been consumed here. Now, I think I'm going to end this pretty soon over at the Peace and Friendship Park. I think this is it for fall leaves. I think after this week, they'll be gone. So, this is the former Cornwallis Park. Edward Cornwallis being the founder of Halifax, but he wasn't a nice guy. So we took his statue down and we changed the name. This was an English commander. I think he was still the Cornwallis that was at the Battle of Yorktown, Hamilton reference, in the American Revolution. But he also put a bounty of indigenous scalps and caused a dark spot in Nova Scotia history. Straight ahead of us is the Westin Nova Scotia Hotel. That was built, I want to say 1933, 32, 33. It's a beautiful hotel on the inside. I went to a few weddings that were there. Now, if I go over here, besides the superstore, let's see, is our train station. Train station and the bus terminal for Maritime Bus for Coach Atlantic. It is attached to the hotel. So at one time, this hotel was a Canadian Pacific hotel. Never owned by Fairmont, as far as I know. Let's get a better shot. But that's probably the largest hotel here in the city. See, the Christmas decorations are starting to come in, and the lights. I don't know if you can see that, but that was Rousseau. Oh my. Oh my. That makes me so want to cheat on keto right now. Russo Chocolatier. It's owned by a husband and wife duo. He's originally from France. She's Canadian. Besides falling in love with each other, they fell in love with chocolate. Okay, I think I'm still going. We are now going north on Hollis Street. See, today's a spur of the moment, spontaneous Remembrance Day walk. It is a one-way street. Ooh, this is interesting. This used to be somebody's house at one time, but now it's offices, or was offices. Don't know anything about that building. Ooh, a new Vietnamese restaurant. Red Satay. Pardon my... Let's see if I can get the... There we go. I'm right underneath the sign. A videographer. I am not. Well, not since high school with the school television show, and that used to be filmed on 3/4 inch tape. So I know how to edit on tape and cutting and splicing. I'm old school. Cute. I like that. It's whimsical and fun. Things we need in life. I'm gonna keep my inner monologue about motorcycles and car engines that have to rev to myself. Yeah, I'm still in the crosswalk. That's a $500 fine here in Nova Scotia. We do have drivers here who get their licenses out of the cereal boxes. Now, up until maybe about 20 years ago, Hollis Street had a reputation. Ooh, look at this house. Look at the date on that, 1799. Somebody named Alex McLean lived here. This is another grand old home over across the street. Built next to a condo. Anyway, back to the story of Hollis Street. It used to be commonly known as a street for the ladies of the evening. This was part of the stroll, but not anymore. Now that the internet came out, everybody's just basically sitting at home and doing their business from there. I should cross the street so people can see what I can see. show you that building. So it's like a little fourplex. And the heritage marker is up high, and I wasn't going to do that. Flynn Flats. Sounds like a little tongue twister if they had another FL. Fun shakes. That is the Alexander, second tallest residential building east of Quebec. That's here in the city. The other one is down in the far south end, and it's called, well, I still know it as Fenwick Tower, but it's now called The Views, and it stands at 33 stories tall. Here is the back of Government House, where the Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, whose name is eluding me right now. Now, another thing Halifax is known for is beer. Beer. We like beer. Not me personally. I'm more of a cider girl, but get me in the mood. Sometimes I will. One of our mayors was a brewmaster, and his name was, that's not his house, it was Alexander Keith. This is his house, or was. I should cross, but there's some vehicles coming. Hold on. I don't jaywalk. That is the building for the commissioners. I'm just checking for traffic. It's a one-way street, so I only have to look in one direction. Okay. So this is the home of Alexander Keiths. Oop, oop, oop. Former mayor of Halifax and founder of the Alexander Keiths Brewery, which is directly behind his home. And he had a tunnel that went from his home down to where he stored his barrels of ale. Now, Alexander Keiths is an IPA. That's mostly, well, that's all they make. And I do believe now Keiths is sold probably across the country, because I do believe that they did sell the rights to it to Labatt. Nothing against Labatt, but we like to keep things local, keep it ourselves. But here in the city there are many, many, many microbreweries. There's Garrison, which is down at the seaport, which is another video for another time. And there's Propeller, which we passed. There's True Crows. Oh God, there's a ton. They just tore down a building here in this empty lot. It was an old government building that was crumbling. It's a bit of an eyesore. And that's the glass box that someday I would love to live in. It's another one. My apologies that this isn't an exciting street right at the moment. We're just going past, just went past a hotel and a metro park. This building here was just completed about 5 years ago. It's called the Maple. I'm gonna win my millions. If I can't get into the Alexander, I'll try the Maple. Or I'll flip a coin. So this part of Hollow Street that we're coming up to does have, that's a little bit of our financial district. Now where these empty lots are, back in my younger days, there used to be a club here called the Double Deuce. Danced up a storm there. But now it's a parking lot. Geez, I'm coming up to 52 minutes. You guys are still watching? I commend you on this. Now we're coming up to a couple interesting buildings up here. We like to keep facades of old buildings. These are all government offices for MLAs from across the province. No police. Okay. I may cross the street again to get a good view of this. I keep looking both ways. It's a one-way street. My God, am I blonde or what today? This, across the street, I'm going to stop here. This is the Halifax Club. Now, this was a member, it still is a members-only club. It wasn't until 1995 that they finally let women in. It is very exclusive. They don't open it to the public very often. But yet, it looks like there's going to be a teppanyaki and a steakhouse coming soon into the basement of the Halifax Club. But they did have it open to the public once during an Open City event here in the city. A lot of it was really weird because they either took down a lot of the paintings and the portraits that were hung on the walls, or they just covered them over with sheets and really didn't go into a lot of the history of the building. There's a lot of local folklore surrounding it. Now this building up here, I was there on my very first video. It's Province House. That's what we call it. It is our legislative assembly for Nova Scotia. It is the oldest in the country. At one time, Halifax was the capital of Canada. And then some other city in Ontario, Toronto, took it over. But this is our provincial legislature. Now, it is only 3 stories. It is a Georgian style building. In the front, there is Joseph Howe. He was the guy who started the first Nova Scotian newspaper. He is the one who gave Canada freedom of the press, because somebody tried to sue him for libel, and he took it to the Supreme Court and won. So now the building I am standing in front of, and there's cars coming, so I can't really, is the Bank of Nova Scotia. Interesting, this was built roughly the same time as the one at Scotiabank Plaza in Toronto. So it was built. This is where their main branch is. It is a provincial heritage site. I gotta cross the street because you guys gotta see what this looks like. The inside is all done in Art Deco with a nautical theme because, hey, we live on the ocean. So there are fish and sea nymphs and mermaids and everything. So, this is ours, but we don't have a Scotiabank Plaza built on top of ours. Now you can see all the various carvings that are in there. That was featured in an open house, Nova Scotia, or Halifax, a few years back. Why? I don't know. It's a bank, it's public. It's opened every day, except for today, because it's a holiday. And right beside it is the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia. That takes up 2 buildings. Most people, when they come, they do come to see the Maud Lewis exhibit, and the art gallery actually has her house inside. They preserved it after her death. If you're unfamiliar with Maud Lewis, she was a local artist from Digby, which is about 2.5 hours from here, on the Bay of Fundy, and lived a very poor and meager life. Sold her paintings mostly for about $2 or $3. Most expensive might have been about $5 or $7. Now they're worth millions. A few years ago, they made a movie about her life with Ethan Hawke. He played her husband, and I can't think of the British lady that played her, but she was the one that was in The Shape of Water. I'm gonna go back up this way. She played Maud. The movie was Maudie. All about a Nova Scotian and everything, but filmed in Newfoundland. I know, go figure. Newfoundland of all places. Jesus, bye. Okay. Yeah, I'm not from Newfoundland. People think I am because of my accent. I don't think I have an accent, but if I do, let me know in the comments. Now, this is the old Merrell Lynch Bank. Over the years, it became an Elephant and Castle. It became a whole bunch of different clubs. Now it's the Pacifico. There was also a famous scene in Trailer Park Boys where they're sitting up on top of the roof of that building. Oh, Merrell's was another name of the bar. So, that's been around for quite some time. All right. We are now on Granville Street. We're just on the back end of these buildings. Ooh. putting up Christmas decorations in the window. Not gonna lie, I did some Christmas decorations at home. Yeah, I'm one of those people. COVID sucked this year. I don't care if I'm putting a tree up today or not. Sparkly lights and decorations make me happy. And COVID kicked my ass this year. I think it kicked everybody's ass. I think this is where I'm actually going to end my video. I know I said it was going to be way back there at the Peace and Friendship Park. I lied. I know, I lied. But for reals now, because this is over an hour. Well, it's at the hour mark now. So, this is Granville Street. This is the main campus for NASCAD, which is the Nova Scotia College of Art and Design. Everything here is designated heritage properties. Let's look down here. It's going down towards Water Street and Hollis, and the ferry terminal to get over to Dartmouth. This is Duke Street again. Remember that hill? Yeah, that hill. That hill's up there. I hate that hill. It's like, tell me how you really feel about hills, Bevy. Alright, NASCAD University. Founded in 1887. If you come to Halifax, please go to the Split Crow. It's a fun little place. I'm on cobblestone, so I'm going to get off that because I will trip. Now on this side is the back end of the Barrington Hotel. This side, let's see, all those upper floors are NASCAD University. There used to be a mall in here, not anymore. Oh, I think there is a wedding photo shoot going on here. Either that or they're just modeling. Here's some historical things. So, the building was built in 1860. This is the building that they're talking about with the arches. They call it the cast iron building because that whole facade is cast iron and not the kind you cook with. Let's see, cobblestones. Another pedway. All right. Oh, thirsty? This is a cattle trough. It says so right there. It was the Metropolitan Drinking Fountain and Cattle Trough. Yeah. I don't think I'd want to share my water with animals and livestock. All right, and this is Granville. And this is where I'm going to end it. So, I want to thank you for sticking through. This is my longest video to date. So, thank you so much. And be sure to hit that like on here. Leave me some comments. I like the feedback. Come say hi to me too. You know, even if you don't leave feedback, just say, hey, Bev. You know, I like it when people say hi to me. I'm a sociable girl. Anyway, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video, whenever that shall be. All right, have a lovely day. Bye.